So if you're in the market for a new iron and you're wanting good looks, forged feel, loads of forgiveness, but with some power, this iron is definitely worth a look and it provides excellent value for money. So the iron I'm referring to is the Wilson D9 Forge. So we saw D7 Forge, it was a really popular iron, a great price point, great looks, forged feel, obviously being updated now into the D9. So this ties into the D9 range. We see the original D9, which is the obviously larger, more game improvement iron. This is now the forged option, but still packing lots of technology, which we're going to talk a little bit about in this video. So as always, we'll kick things off with the sort of playing position and the look behind the ball. I'll tell you what, it's a fantastic look. It's a medium top line, so it's not mega thin in terms of the profile of it, but the shaping of the head is stunning. Very little offset. It's quite deceiving to sort of see the offset because we've got a high gloss polish heel and toe, which gives it a little bit of a classy sort of look in a way, but it sits stunning behind the golf ball. Decent sort of blade length. It's not too long, it's not too small. Provides you a little bit of confidence down there, but really nice sort of shaping of that toe. And then when you move it and turn it around and have a look at the back, and obviously this doesn't affect performance in a way, but it's a little bit of bag appeal when they're sat in the golf bag. It's quite clean. Again, we've got that sort of satiny silver badging in there with the cavities sort of filled a little bit there, so you're not going to get any debris stuck in there. Again, polished off it and around the surrounds of the cavity, D9 and the Wilson staff logo and that little small stamping of the word forged. Great looking iron. Let's get the first one out there. Okay, that's a nice opening shot. Very solid feel to that. Great sound. So we're going to see some good ball speeds here, or expect to see some good ball speeds. The loft on this 7.9 is 30.5 degrees, so a little bit on the stronger side. Typically this is obviously in that category now, around that sort of TaylorMade P790, maybe Callaway Apex sort of area in that terms of lofting. So we can see 127 ball speed, which is pretty quick. Spin around that sort of 5,000. Again, we're going to see that spin a little bit lower, aren't we, because of the lofts and a juicy carry there of 189. So as I mentioned with a lot of these irons in this category, it does tick a lot of boxes. You know, we've got some really good looks, some desirable looks. You know, if you're playing maybe D9, the game improvement iron, and you're looking to maybe progress as your game develops and you're wanting something that's a little bit more playable, a little bit more consistent, maybe not as hot, but creating a little bit of a higher spin, then obviously this is a really good transition to sort of go into, but you still got that backup of the forgiveness and a bit of that power. I say it looks super behind the golf ball, very classy looking iron behind the ball. So if you look at the visible technology straight away, obviously the first thing that jumps out of these power holes is what Wilson call it on the sole of the golf club. So you see 3 slots there. Basically that's going to create some flexing. So maybe as we sometimes maybe miss the ball strike a little bit low in the club face, typically when you lose a little bit of ball speed, maybe that little bit of flexing is just going to help you to maintain some ball speed there so the drop off isn't as big. So obviously, you know, helping on those slight miss hits. Ooh, just turn that up that left-hand side. A little bit on that toe and the strike. That's quite central actually. It felt a little bit toey to me. Again, good ball speed, 128. Some good distance. So just that little bit of right to left to squeeze a few more yards out of that, just reducing that spin a fraction. So we've got a forged 8620 carbon steel construction with a urethane sort of pocket in here, which is obviously going to create a little bit of that extra sort of feel. So the challenge maybe sometimes with these techie irons is to control the acoustics and sort of get the sound in the right place. And I think Wilson did a really good job with that. It's a very, as I say, mentioned before, it's a solid feel. The sound is really, you know, nice and solid as well. It's not clicky. Oh God, it's a little bit low in the face. Maybe those power holes there are going to save me on that one. See that little bit of a low toe, bad strike from me. Ball speed 123, so a little bit of a drop and a little bit of drop of distance. That was a bit of a poor strike. So probably just showing a little bit of forgiveness levels there. That's a nice golf shot. So the other big thing that Wilson are working on here is a low CG and much lower in comparison to the... So one of the real advantages with Wilson as a brand is the price point. You know, we're going to get some real good quality, some good quality components in the shafts and the grips, but you're going to pay a smaller price point in relation to the big brands out there like your TaylorMade, your Pings, etc. So your value for money is exceptional. Now I play the Wilson Staff model irons, the blades, which I think are just stunning. They're beautiful golf clubs. I think anybody who has any Wilson equipment will probably agree the quality is definitely there. But again, the price point is just that little bit less. You're getting great value for money. That's a good shot. That's a nice sort of high town flight. Lovely ball flight on that. That was a good strike, which obviously always helps. Increasing my ball speed, 128, nearly 129. And a good carry there, isn't it? Obviously that spin is in that lower bracket, isn't it? And we're going to probably see that again through that launch. The sort of stronger on that loft, tend to sort of see that. But we've got land angle in that sort of mid 40s, touching up to maybe the high 40-degree mark. So again, we've got that stopping power through that descent angle. Okay, so let's quickly look at some numbers on the performance of that D94. So club head speed 90 mile an hour, typically what I would see in a 7-iron, so nothing untoward there. Ball speed 126.4, so some good ball speed there. And I know 30.5 degrees of loft, a little bit on that stronger side, but typically probably would see around 124, 125. So I think 126 is a good number. Some really good ones there, 128. So peaking some good speed numbers. Launch around the 15 area, a little bit low on the launch. Spin, as we know, is going to be on that slightly lower side there, but obviously some juicy carry numbers there, 190 yards, and a decent sort of descent angle coming into land. Okay, so there we go, D94. Post comments down below, let me know your thoughts. Is that something on your radar? Make a little bit of that save in comparison to the other big brands out there. Love to hear your thoughts as always, and hopefully we'll catch up with you all very soon.